When elders don't accept outside caregivers in the home, brought to you by Serenity Home Health in Wichita, Kansas. The occasional news report of elder abuse on TV or in the papers is enough to frighten many people away from seeking outside help for loved ones in their homes. It's understandable. But the truth is that these incidences are relatively rare, particularly when a reputable company is engaged to provide the person in need of care with a caregiver suited to his or her particular needs. Sometimes, however, the reason that elders don't want or won't accept outside help has little or nothing to do with the honesty, sincerity, or pure motive of the caregivers that might be selected. Sometimes it is the elders' insecurities stemming from the facts of their own situation that is causing the difficulty. In other words, if the caregiver were Mother Teresa reincarnated, these fears would not be entirely alleviated. To many elders, the presence or need for an outside caregiver represents the first step of a downhill slide toward complete dependence on others. It is, in many ways, the same reason that some people shun the idea of retirement, fear that changing the daily routine somehow accelerates a decline. In other cases, it may be that the idea of an outside caregiver is somehow a statement that their own family doesn't love them enough to take on this responsibility. This myth must be dispelled immediately. The precious time with family members should be spent doing activities that are both positive and enjoyable for all concerned. Placing the burden of the activities of daily living on family members is not a long-term strategy for a successful relationship. Caregiving on this level is a job. Relatives are best utilized to bring other types of positive experiences to the table. Often, elders feel that seeking help makes them feel more vulnerable and that their deficits are somehow magnified. While this is a fear that seems very real to the elder, the reality is that their self-esteem and confidence rises immeasurably when they discover how much better they feel with a little intervention. Elders have lots of free time, and unfortunately, they have more free time to stew on their problems. When an outside caregiver is given a chance to be the solution to that problem, these fears often evaporate like ether into thin air. There is a certain amount of distrust of outsiders that all of us have. This isn't irrational. We have always been taught to be wary of strangers, and letting a stranger into our home is a little bit scary. But think about it. Most of our dearest friends in life were strangers when they first entered our homes. Somewhere between stranger and best friend, we bridge the gap. We accomplish this by learning about that person, their interests, and their hobbies. We made an acquaintance first, and a friendship grew from there. Of course, we all know people that are a little cantankerous. Maybe your loved one is on edge, frustrated, or perhaps a bit crotchety. People in the caregiving professions are used to dealing with elders that can be a little difficult at times. Humor is a great tool that we often employ to disarm and befriend folks that are having a bad day or year. And let's not forget that there are a number of quite excellent anti-anxiety medications out there that, when used properly and pursuant to a physician's order, can be very beneficial. The bottom line is this: while there can be a whole lot of anxiety in the build-up to getting some help, those concerns can literally melt away once home care hits its stride. Outside caregivers, whether they are a part of a Medicare certified home health agency or are employed by a private duty, companion care, non-skilled company, can be very effective in breaking down barriers and establishing acceptance, even with the most worried and skeptical elders. To learn more about home health care or other healthcare needs, please visit www.SerenityHomeHealth.com. That's www.SerenityHomeHealth.com. Or give us a call at 316-866-2929. You can also visit us in Wichita, Kansas at 9340 East Central Avenue, Suite B.